Hi everybody, and welcome to this video that is a job report of how I managed to get a system working that has not worked in 5+ years after it was installed by the original company. This job is not going to be perfect. There are going to be points of this job that some of you are going to point out and say, that's wrong, you shouldn't have done that. But short of ripping the whole house to pieces, sometimes you can't do everything as perfectly and as brilliantly as you would have done if you'd have been invited to actually install this system originally in the first place. This is a large house, so we're just going to start the studio quickly as I get my bits for the job. Then we'll have a look around the house together so I can show you the individual areas and components of the system. And because it's a large house, I'm going to draw you a rudimentary diagram so you know exactly what the problem is and how I intend to fix it. Then we're going to affect the fix itself, and at the time, guys, I didn't know if this was going to work or not, so please don't go mental in the comments section. Then we're going to see if it actually worked, and at the end of that, you're going to sign up as a patron and also hit the subscribe button. And yes, let's get on with the video. Sunroof in the van is leaking at the moment, and therefore got in it this morning. That was a shock, believe me. I'm just at the studio at the moment. I've got to pick up some tools for this job today and just drop some bits and pieces off. This job that we're going to be looking at today is something I'd love to show you in plumbing. I'm really excited to sort of be able to show it to you because all these guys online on the social media and all the people who think that a photo is perfect and that that's all they ever share, it's not the real world, is it? And today we're going to be looking at a job that is not a real world job. We've got a heating system that was installed. The reason I'm going to tell you this away from the customer is because I don't like to talk about heating systems that are badly installed in front of the customer. I don't think it helps the trade. I don't think you should slag off other tradesmen, even if when you look in a airing cupboard you're like, okay, which we've done many times. So I'm doing this away from the customer. With any luck, they won't see this video. They don't really know what I do outside of plumbing. Oh guys, yes, oh, look how clean it is. I've been doing a film about these pumps here. But anyway, so this system is on a very, very, very big house. Well, it's very big. It's a very long house. Rather than me explaining what it is, let's just do the usuals. Hit subscribe, hit the dingy-ding bell boo bar, okay? And that means when I upload a new video, you'll get a notification about it. God, you can tell it's first thing on a Monday, can't you? And he's been away for a week getting absolutely hammered, and my brain has not started working yet. Also, if you followed us for a little while, you can also now sign up as a patron, which means you'll get exclusive content, outtakes as well from videos. So there'll be an outtakes reel from this video that we're watching today. Let's get to the job, and then I'll show you what's going on, what we're doing, and why this is not a normal job. And then we'll talk about my thought process about what we're doing and all that sort of stuff. But let's get on with it, okay? Go. Boom. We're here. I was looking for some bits for this job, and in the week that I've been away in Portugal, I've lost them. Daddy-o! Yet again dragged poor Daddy-o out of retirement, but actually he loves it. Let me just acquaint you with the 3 areas that we're having to work on here today. Number 1, we've got this area here, which is underfloor manifold there. That also feeds this radiator here, and they work off a thermostat just around the corner in there. That's basically all there is in this bit here. This is the problem area. As you can see, bits have been taken off. And the problem with this area is this manifold is not getting enough flow to work properly. This radiator isn't. There's about 4 radiators above me there in the annex, and the problem with those is they're not getting enough flow from the boiler. So the stupid bit about this, that cupboard in there is not getting enough flow from the boiler, okay? Now this is the dumb thing. If we walk through here, I'm not going to edit this or anything, the boiler house is just there. That's where the boiler house is. We're just draining this off now, and there's a little bit of higgledy-piggledy pipe work in here, a MagnaClean that's been installed just down in there. So effectively we've got our main flow and return just there, and there's a cupboard just here that's not getting enough flow. And this is even more irritating because this house was renovated. That Grant Vortex boiler that's there is not very old. A lot of the system work here isn't very old, and they should have, like, this is the reason I don't want to say this in front of the customer, because I don't like saying that someone else has done a bad job. They should have designed this system a lot better. They probably could have put a low loss header in this system actually, especially with the 2 divides that they've got. And to be honest, the work I'm going to do today, if it doesn't fully work out, that will be my last sort of recourse, popping a low loss header in and getting it done properly. But I'd like to see if I can get things done in a economically good way for my customers. Sometimes you don't just want to say, look, you're going to have to spend a load of money on this, especially when 2 years ago this house was completely gutted. every floorboard was up in this house and it was all ready to go. So look, let's go to where let's find out why the water from this boiler is not getting over to this cupboard that's just here. Okay, just keep remembering where these two are, all right? We'll meet Cassie, the lovely woofer who lives here, and Zoe, Cassie's lovely owner, soon. Dad's just getting some tea in him. And to be honest, I'm missing out on that as well, actually. Quick cup of coffee. So come with me. This is where the pipes go. Firstly, the pipes from the boiler start their journey going up that wall just there. They go into this loft bit here and run horizontally along there. There is no way for me to get to those two horizontal pipes to vent them without bashing a hole in the ceiling. They then work their way, well, I don't really know now. I don't know where they go. Fun, isn't it? You see how far I've walked? And we're going all the way up to here. When we're going to go upstairs. Look at these lovely new carpets they've got in here. Whole system, all installed. Now it took me a little while to find out where the first potential venting point might be for these two long horizontal runs. If we just look down here, that's the roof we just saw them going down. And if you look very carefully behind this radiator, there's a little hatch in there. So part of my investigations that I've not filmed on this job was turning off this radiator, taking it off the wall, taking the hatch off. Couldn't see anything, nothing there. So I don't know where they go, but I can tell you the next place where they pop up. Often an airing cupboard is the signature, the signal as to what kind of work happened here, whether it was good or bad. Here's the airing cupboard. And basically, no pipes are marked up. We've got a couple of marks on these here. A ridiculous sized magna for a heating system this big. Now you'd probably think, well, that's probably the pipe there, isn't it, that goes up there? All the investigations I've done, I don't know. So effectively, those two flow pipes from the boiler come all the way to here, maybe 20 metres. They get then distributed back up into the ceiling, and they go all the way back again down to that manifold. I mean, what is going on? Crackers, isn't it? We go further upstairs, up here. So we're now in this floor. So this was first part of the job, fixing bits for me, was putting a couple of automatic air vents in. Because our two pipes, if you can see them, you can't, they are, believe me, just in here. So if you look where we are, we're right in the top of the ceiling now. And our two pipes, they've somehow got up to here, they run along here, all the way along here, and then they drop down into the airing cupboard, just about here. So what I'm trying to say to you is there are times when you do a job, you have to try and do what's best and try to deal with what happened on a system in the past. I can guarantee you with any luck that Zoe here is going to be really, really pleased with this job when you're done, aren't you, Zoe?
Oh yes.
We'll meet Cassie in a minute. Where is Cassie?
She's not there. Are you going to warn me if I need to not use taps and things like that?
You'll be fine on taps all day. We're not doing anything to the hot water whatsoever. It's all just radiators that we're working on. All right?
She's not there.
Plumbers of the world have a little snigger because obviously we get asked this quite a lot. You're working on the radiator side and all customers seem to think that the water in your radiators is somehow also the water that comes out of the taps. Schmeh. I'm going to go and get him in a minute. Her.
She's on the lead.
Cass.
She hasn't had a walk, so she is.
Really?
Bonkers. I'll take her walk.
Cassie's one of my more mental customers. Not as mad as Zoe though. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there's loads of guys on Instagram who put beautiful photos up of fantastic work and it looks absolutely amazing. But sometimes, as plumbers, we get called to work that is basically polishing a turd, isn't it, Dad? Exactly. If we look at all this from the front of the house here, this is what we're going to see. Our boiler is just there. The cupboard is just there. But the pipes from the boiler, the flow and return, go up here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Down. Then back up. Then over. Then down. Then down. And then down to our manifold, which, as we all know, isn't getting enough flow. So this is what we're going to do to fix it. This is our first attempt at trying to solve this problem, and this is what I mean by I'm worried about, in a way, showing this to you guys, because a lot of you are going to have different ways of solving this problem, and that's great. We should all have different ways of doing things, and apprentices are going to find out, if you work on big companies and stuff, that different plumbers have different ways of doing stuff. So this is it. Our feed pipes down here come into the manifold just there, okay? what we're going to do, we're going to cut those 2 pipes off up there and cap them off. They'll be capped off, and then that bit there, I might even put a bypass in there in the future. We'll see how this runs. But this is almost like cursory, sort of see how it's all going to go. Then what's going to happen is, you can see the boiler cupboard just there. We're going to pop 2 pipes just through here, and we're going to link them up straight away, and they're going to go onto the back of the boiler from the flow and return. I'm also going to put a little velo pump in there, so when this lot is cooling, the velo pump will cut in, the boiler will come on, and it should all get hot. Now I know there's issues when it comes to bypasses, because we're still going to get water going up to that loft tank, because when the boiler comes live, it's also going to liven up the pump over there as well. So sometimes you need to think about putting relays in. We've already got a relay here, so hopefully we're going to be able to use that to wire it up in a way that works properly. So without any more of me describing what we're doing, let's get on and actually do it. Hey Dad.
Yes.
So those 2 22mm pipes that you see teeing off and going up feed about 4 radiators in this end of the annex. Also, none of them have ever got adequately warm either. So the problem of flow is common to this end of the house. The rest of the house works completely fine on a standard S-plan system, because all of the components of the system are very near to the airing cupboard up that end. Oh, great fun, isn't it? Bag of teas, bag of elbows, bag of straights. 2 times 22mm lever valves, 2 times 22mm compression caps, because that is going to be a huge run of flat there in with those drops downs, and you can guarantee they'll just run and run and run forever.
See, are they 22s?
Yeah, they are, yeah. Dad, I've worked here. Okay, cool, that should be it then.
I want to say, haven't you locked it there?
Well, she's staying here, isn't she?
Oh, right.
She's not walking the dog yet, is she? Just so you know, the usual thing that I'll do at this point is get the whole heating system draining down, get it all vented, and just leave it draining while I go out and get some bits. Nice little trick, and kind of means that you sort of use your time in a much more productive way. Got back my seat's soaked. Yours is alright, mine's soaked. Right, what biscuits have we got? Stay away from them.
Free food, sort amnesty, and price door.
Sort amnesty?
Yeah.
Right, 2 lengths of 22. Do you want to sort them? You'll have to sort them out with her up there. She'll sort you out. Check your cup reserves. As usual guys, all the tools that I use will be available in the shop. I love doing that, it's just so nice doing it like that. First things first is getting these 2 pipes cut up here and done. And floppy, woohoo! We like that, we want floppy. So then we'd already taken out the MagnaClean that was installed there, and we'll be putting that back in later on. Really, I don't know how I'm going to make this particular bit of pipe work look okay. We'll just have to see how it goes. So let's see how it goes. Let's just do that. So what we're going to do is this. We've got our flow here. We're going to pop a T in there, and the T's going to run up the wall here.
This one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. And then we're going to pop another T out here. This is going to be our return. I'd love to put it in here, but I can't, because I want everything to go through our MagnaClean when it's coming back to the boiler. We don't want it to be able to bypass it or do anything like that. So that's what we're going to do now, basically. So the first bit is like the preliminary bit of work. I just want to get a bit of pipe up here and another bit of pipe up here. I want to get 2 valves on there, and then I'm going to plan out. I don't want to put any clips in yet, because I don't know how high up the wall we're going to be coming out over there, and I want the pipe here to be the highest point of whatever's coming out, because we're going to put a couple of automatic air vents in here so it can automatically vent itself out. I'll explain the whole job and why I've done certain things, and then you can bitch about it in the comments afterwards. Alright girls? So the point of this bit is, the reason I like to do this bit first is I like to isolate the bit that I'm working on. Problem is, later this week the weather forecast isn't good. They've got 2 young kids, and if there's any problems, I want to know that I can at least get all their radiators and their hot water back on without leaving them without heat for all that time. So that's why I'm just going to get these bits done first. So the idea is then I can, the bit I know I'm going to be working on this side, but it'd be great if I had 2 valves in already, wouldn't it? That meant that everything was nice and safe and we're all good to go. Hi guys, sorry to interrupt the video there. Just want to let you know that there are links to all the tools that I've used below in this video over on our Amazon store. Oh my God. Also, you can show some support for our lovely channel if we've helped you out by becoming a plumber patron. People who sign up as plumber patrons get little perks like exclusive content, the opportunity to pitch video ideas to us, weekly behind the scenes outtakes from that week's YouTube video, which are always amusing, the opportunity to enter plumber patron only competitions, and much, much more. So click on that link below, guys. It's a nice way for you to show your appreciation for the channel if we've ever helped you out. Let's get on with the video anyway. And remember to hold tight. See you soon. So look, you can see how horrific this is going to be. There you go. Oh. Blind man would be pleased to see it though, hey Dad?
Yeah.
Keep filming that, just don't press any buttons.
Yeah.
We'll get this bit soldered up. I'm going to have to teach my dad how to use autofocus. Sorry Dad, I should have told you at the time. Yeah, put it on autofocus. Right, excuse Daddy. Eh? Right, so our polishing of the turd has continued. I mean, that is not honestly as best we can get at the moment. Well, I'm going to get these two clipped up nice and straight, and then we'll go up to 2 air vents around here, across, have our pump here, and then through the wall, off to that manifold there. But honestly guys, there's not really any other way. I don't know, maybe there was another way, but I've got a feeling that these guys aren't going to be stood in here looking at it every day of the year. If they were, I'd be worried about them. But, so anyway, we're ready to fill up now. The reason that is, we've got those 2 valves on there, we've got our 2 caps off, we've done our cut in, and now we've got control here. So now we can get the system filled back up again, we can get it vented, we can make sure that all their radiators work, so if you've got any problems, at least we aren't leaving them up Poo Creek. And they can stay warm while we fix that problem. Half an hour later of walking aimlessly around someone's house filling up their radiators. Oh yeah. Right then, so heating system is back on. Taking ages to vent. There's still a little bit of an airlock on the return. It's one of those jobs where you just keep jockeying the pump, which is another word for effectively turning it on and off. Velo pumps, this house doesn't have a main velo pump up there, but velo pumps actually have an automatic de-aeration function, which is really handy because you can just leave it doing it itself, or you go and vent radiators and that sort of thing. So we've now got our 2 pipes in there. We've also got a hole through the wall just up there as well, 2 holes through, going through into our little cupboard bit. Unfortunately, I popped a bit of the render off when we came through, but to be honest, I'm really going for this job. I just really want to have to get it all sorted out. I need to make sure that this is all working okay. I just don't want to leave them without any heat. That's the main thing for me. What I've got is I've got my straight level across here. We're going to put our pump in there. Then we're going to have 2 automatic air vents just at that end, or I might have them at that end, I don't know, probably this end will be easier. Then we'll get them piped in next door, and then we'll have a look at all the work that I've done. We'll go around venting and we'll see if we can get all this finished and running okay. And finally, we've reached the bit of the job that I love the most, putting your own signature, your own mark on the system. Straight pipes, lots of valves, automatic air vents that you've put on. You're doing your bit and you're making everything straight, clipped and properly functional, even if the rest of the system isn't as good. Like I say, you can get all the tools that I use on my Amazon store as well. Anything there you like. Go and spend some money on it. Oh yeah, baby. So what I'm doing here, we're just getting the air vents popped in. Some of you learned guys out there are going to say, you've got your air vent on the suction side of the pump, could suck air in, and that is actually a possibility, you're right. But with any luck, we can have about 1.5 bars worth of pressure here. Therefore, I don't really foresee there being any issues once the system's up and running, purely because that pressure's not going to let anything out. Sometimes this job is about hope. Do I bring up the subject of soldering on site now? There's loads of guys who love doing soldering and they don't like to show any solder, and they are all top-notch engineers. I'm just a bit different. I like to see a little bit of solder because I don't want to be called back because of a leak. That's all. Yeah, I actually have got a pump valve, adjustable, Dad, laying on there, an Ox one. Big blue handle on it. That should do this trick here. So there we go, we've got our flow coming up there, we've got an automatic air vent there that we can now valve off as well. A lot of people put these in without putting a valve in. If you do that, you're a dick. Basically, these go wrong quite often, and to drain the whole system down or drop the whole pressure off, just because someone didn't put that in, is a bit annoying, isn't it? So when that goes wrong, which it will, one day, I guarantee that will go wrong, and so will that one. You can just valve them 2 off and then service them or take them over. Anyway, so there's our flow going through our pump. We've got 2 pump valves there, And then we're through our wall there. Obviously, I have sleeved the holes. So now we're going to be looking through, we're now going to go next door, do our final connections, then turn everything on in here, slowly let it just, I'm slowly going to let this vent. Because sometimes what you can do, you can open these 2 valves here, pressure will shoot straight up into that and effectively shut off the automatic air vent. Just slowly open it up, keep control of the situation. That's what all I'm going to be doing when I do that. The rest of the system's working now fine, all the air's come out. The radiators are hot and all that sort of stuff. So we're effectively going to be doing the glory. I call this the glory work. This is my mate Jamie always tries to steal this off me. Usually in the form of he tries to silicone up a bath that I fitted, which is irritating because that's the glory work. I want that. Yeah, I know you're watching, Jamie. Anyway, onwards. Oh, you're all right. You happy dog? Oh, don't be worried. It's only a camera. Cassie wood. Woof, woof, woof. So you start off like this, and then in a minute you're going to go all mental. Yes, you are. Oh, yes. Wuff, 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 wuff. Sit, sit, sit. Cassie, sit. 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 Well done, Cassie. Reluctant obedience. So we've got our 2 pipes coming through here, and what we've got to do is get them across into these 2 here. It's not going to be easy, this bit. It's a Faffington job, isn't it? Faffy. Hey, Cassie.
Is it a Faffington job?
You going to go outside for walks, Cassie?
In a way.
Wuff, wuff, wuff.
Come on.
Right, okay, so look, I'm just going to get this done and then you're going to come back when it's finished. Because there's going to be some swearing in this. Yeah. I didn't swear once. Honestly. So we've got our flow coming in here and it goes through this Honeywell valve that's actually had the head taken off it before my time. And then we've also got this Danfoss valve, and then that goes into our underfloor manifold, which is currently running. And then we've got our return as well popping back there. So now I should be able to fill this lot up. By the way, that little Honeywell valve is going off to about 3 or 4 radiators in the annex. So firstly, we're just going to open both of these. And then we're just going to lightly, just very, very lightly, open that so we can just hear a bit of hissing. There we go, that's hissing now. And that's hissing now as well. That's letting air out. That's letting air out as well. And that's hot coming through there as well now. So I'm just waiting for these to fill. While they're doing that, let's just put around here. Daddy-O's getting the wiring sorted out. Cassie's chilling out, isn't it, Cassie? Yes, you are. Right, let's just hope to God. If any of these are going to leak, it's going to be one of these. Leaks happen to us all. So this radiator, Dad, that needs venting now, doesn't it? Yeah, it's hot already. Also, so you know, the podcast I'm listening to at the moment is a podcast called Caliphate, which you've definitely got to listen to if you're interested in good podcasts. Right, so we are getting towards the end of the day, and what a day of success it has been. I'm going round, we have the system, every component on the system we have running now, and we are making sure that it's getting hot. Now, I've got a little bit of a thing that I like to do about systems. I like them to be quiet. I don't want... There's no one here, I don't know why I'm knocking. God, these carpets just terrify me. That's hot. Oh, yeah. Hot there. Hot here. Hot there. And this is a real extremity of the bit of the system. I've got a charnwood stove there, very nice. I like a quiet system, and by that what I mean is I don't want my pumps on full speed. I like to have them on the lowest speed possible, but still delivering the right heat output to everything. High pump speeds mean you can get troubles. You can get little wee troubles with cavitation. This is actually pretty much, if you ever have a plumber come around your house, this is really what you're going to see most of the time. Someone walking around, brushing your radiators with the back of their hand. Now this pump here used to have to be on the highest setting it could possibly be. Absolutely going like the clappers. But now it's on the lowest setting it needs to be because it's a ridiculous size, because the people who installed this system knew that it was going to struggle. Getting the two 22mm flow and returns up into a loft and then back down and then through another loft and then down again to a manifold where there's a tiny little pump as well trying to draw it through. They knew there was going to be a problem with that. That's why they did that bit there. I mean, that's why they put that stupid pump in. Don't need a pump that size in this house. And now as well, I've got the control whereby I've got a low pump speed there. I've got, if I want to, I can add a little bit of speed to that if I'm finding that we're not getting the adequate flow that I really want. And I'm getting it. I'm getting it. It's all everywhere. These are the jobs I love. I love jobs like this, where you've had it, where they've come there and they said, look, we had this job done. It's never worked. This system's never worked properly. We've tried. These guys, I don't know, they might not have answered their phones after a while. They just got the ump. Maybe they knew. I mean, who's going to want to rip all this lot up? Well, there's kids living here and all the rest of it. Bake it hot, guys. This is working a dream. That is on fire. That radiator has never got hot. Now these two pipes go off up into the annex where there's about 3 little radiators and they're running hot now. They never used to get hot. But now we've got our pipes coming down here and you've seen this all before. This is our underfloor manifold that never used to get hot. If you look there now, you will see, look at that. Oh my God, it's reading 50 degrees. And that never used to get hot. Dad's running a metal band. So, what have we done? What have we done different? What have we changed to make this system work today? And why is it a little bit polishing a poo? And why is it not what I'd usually take a photo of and bang up on Instagram? So, we've got our flow and return, like I said earlier on. This pipe here, there was no T there. That was our flow. It went off up there, and then about 4 miles away over there, and then about 4 miles all the way back again into there. But now, rather than doing that, it pops off here. We've got a little jockey pump here that runs off a relay and supplies hot water directly to that, independently of the rest of the system, okay? We've got 2 automatic air vents with valves, so we can valve them off and do them. And then we've got our return coming back here. This whole side of the system can be valved off because we put 2 valves there, and that's it, it's done. So effectively, Dad, we've reduced the amount of water. You used to have to run a marathon. Now it's just doing a little couch to 5k run, basically. And it's working really well.
Have we got any cable clips at all anywhere?
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll get that clipped up. But before we do that, we need to get that insulated. So there you go. It's one of those jobs that, like I said, you know, yeah, it's raining now, great. It's going to be freezing cold this week as well. But that's one of those jobs that plumbers do very regularly, but never ever are they going to tell you about. And if you're an apprentice, you're never going to learn about this sort of thing in college. And if you're a good plumber, you'll say, if there's any problems, ring me and I'll be down straight away. And that is, I literally don't ever abandon a customer unless they're a complete knob or don't pay you. Wow. Is that hot now?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, good, isn't it?
Probably hot, rad hot. Yeah.
All their underfloor heating.
Not tippet.
Right, then we've got to get all this cleared up. So, while we're doing that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. So every time I upload a new video, you get a little tinkle in the old bell area. Also follow us over on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat and Instagram. Also thanks to my patrons as well. You can sign up to be a plumber patron if you want. If I've helped you in the past, you can pay me a small monthly fee to say thank you very much. It's not really a fee, it's more like, here's a beer, I owe you my career, which is what some people have said to us. Oh, let's get this done. I haven't had anything to eat all day and it's getting on 4 o'clock now, so let's get all this cleared up. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and remember as well to hold tight. Oh yeah, and check out my vlog channel, Times with James. Got some more videos coming up there soon. See you soon, guys. Love you very much. Hold tight.